Oh hi, I didn't see you there. I'm Philbert D, and I've been doing this bit for a month now. It's never going to get old. This is Phil on Films. This week we're reviewing time and again, How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World, and exclusive to Ayala Cinemas, The Favorite.
Di ba nga may saying na in life, dapat lang no regrets. Pero it can't be helped. All the mistakes, yung mga lost opportunities.
Winwin Marquez is Apple, a young woman who works at a cafe and resists having a social life. But she finds herself attracted to Ozzy, a new regular customer at the cafe played by Enzo Pineda. With Apple unable to make a move, this infatuation ends in sadness. But then, she's given a second chance, thanks to a magical watch that turns back time. The magical watch shows up about halfway through the movie, and there's no indication prior to that anything like this might happen. But okay, let's say we do buy that this magical watch thing can happen. You might be wondering what happens prior to that, what happens on the way to that. Basically nothing. Apple barely gets to know the dude. They have a total of 2 conversations.
May I take your name?
Ozzy OZZI.
Family name?
Family name?
Company policy kasi sir eh.
This just isn't the kind of relationship that's worth turning back time for. And even when you do get there, nothing remarkable happens anyway. Apple starts acting like this weird stalker, apparently not having enough sense to just play it cool and change things subtly. Or given this chance to change the course of history, she just starts acting like a weirdo. It's no good.
Tell me more about yourself.
Ay, writer din ako. Yung pen name ko, Scarlett Veronique. Parang porn star lang, di ba?
So yeah, this movie is bizarrely bad, though not that surprising given the recent output of writer-director Jose Javier Reyes, who no longer shows much indication that he was the guy who wrote Ora Plata Mata. But even then, in the theater, it's still really puzzling. 0 stars.
We did it! The world's first dragon Viking utopia.
Your utopia, maybe. Mine's less crowded and more... sanitary.
In the final installment of this animated trilogy, Chief Hiccup, voiced by Jay Baruchel, leads the Dragon Riders of Berk on a search for the legendary hidden world from which dragons emerged, hoping to keep his people and his dragons safe from a deadly mercenary voiced by F. Murray Abraham. The most remarkable thing about the How to Train Your Dragon movies is how willing they are to go silent. There are these long scenes that go without dialogue, the film confident in its ability to convey its ideas through visuals alone. It lets the audience sit in awe as it reveals this fantastical dragon habitat. It gives them the time and space to really feel the emotions that the characters are experiencing. They have every right to be confident in their visuals because they're amazing. They're so amazing, in fact, that at times it can get distracting with details rendered so finely that one can't help but take note of them. Things like reflections in eyes and beard stubble and water sliding off a dragon's scales. Those are ultimately immaterial to the story, but they sure are pretty. Once again, cinematographer Roger Deakins is credited as a visual consultant, and I don't know how much he actually does, but the results are certainly stunning. This is a terrific end to the trilogy, the movie completing the coming-of-age arc of its main character in genuinely affecting ways. It doesn't feel quite as tight as the first 2 movies, but it's still a wonderful, fitting end to the whole thing, and I'm sure fans of the series will leave satisfied. 4.5 stars.
Well, look who it is! Not a word.
Dearest Queen, you are mad, giving me a palace. It is a monstrous extravagance, Mrs. Morley. We are at war.
We won!
Oh, it is not over. We must continue.
Oh, I did not know that.
The film takes place in the court of Queen Anne, played here by Olivia Colman. Emma Stone plays Abigail, a disgraced noblewoman who enters the palace as a maid thanks to her cousin Lady Sarah, played by Rachel Weisz. Lady Sarah is the Queen's closest confidant and advisor, and she becomes wary as Abigail starts to compete for the queen's attention. The two get involved in a struggle for power. So you probably already know that this is one of the most well-regarded films of 2018 and that it's been nominated for everything. So you probably don't need me to tell you that you should check this out, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Of the films of Yorgos Lanthimos, this is the one that has the most sympathy for its characters. It's more willing to bear the humanity of these nefarious people. A lot of it is still played as farce, but there are just these points where it reminds us that these were real people and they suffered real tragedies.
Do you really think you can meet the Russian delegation looking like that? Go back to your rooms. Thank you. Did you just look at me? Did you? Look at me! Look at me! How dare you! Close your eyes!
It somehow does this while maintaining a generally pessimistic view of humanity as a whole. It's a very irreverent film. It's scenes specifically constructed to make the idea of a ruling class look patently absurd. Life inside the palace is disconnected from the outside world. And these people who are meant to be making these big decisions about the future of the people of England spend all their time racing ducks when they aren't scheming against each other. The film often shoots its characters at the center of the frame, with wide-angle lenses capturing the full opulence that surrounds them. You see them traversing these ridiculous interiors, looking small and alone, completely disconnected from the reality that they're trying to affect. And through it all, the three main actresses, Coleman, Wise, and Stone, are magnificent.
Always.
Again, you don't need me to tell you this, but this is a great movie. 5 stars.
This is madness.
Sometimes a lady likes to have some fun.
Thanks for joining us. If you're wondering what happened to my lip, I burned it on a soup dumpling. This happens. Like and subscribe, leave a comment, do all the internet things. And until next time, goodbye internet. Defend press freedom. Acting crazy. She isn't smart enough. Sorry, let's just do that again. It's just stupid. It's so hard to describe this film because nothing happens in it except there's a magical watch that turns back time.